I'm meteorologist Carly Smith, and we are watching very closely in the Gulf of Mexico tropical development. So we have potential tropical cyclone 9 as of 10 a.m. The National Hurricane Center has called this a potential tropical cyclone because there's a chance it continues to strengthen and reach tropical storm strength before it makes it to the coast. So the latest forecast does have this system becoming a tropical depression this evening and a tropical storm just before landfall with 45-mile-per-hour winds. So that's a low-end tropical storm, but it is still having the potential to have sustained winds at 45 miles per hour with landfall somewhere between Brownsville and Baffin Bay, or a little bit north of Baffin Bay. So with that being said, it is going to cause some impacts across the coastal bend, and in fact, tropical storm warning has been issued for much of our area. What is a potential tropical cyclone? Well, essentially that started in 2017. And it allows us to be able to put out a forecast model. The National Hurricane Center can put out advisories, watches, warnings, and the cone once it receives that title. And that is when a system is expected to make landfall within 48 hours and it's going to develop over that time. This particular system will likely have landfall within the next 24 hours. We do have a tropical storm warning in place across much of the coastal bend, including Live Oak, B County, and Jim Wells County, as well as all of those coastal counties. That warning is going to continue for now through Thursday, but will likely be able to expire once the storm does move through early tomorrow morning. So, tropical system. Monday night through Tuesday, rain 1 to 4 inches with isolated areas receiving higher totals. Winds 25 to 35 miles per hour for areas inland, may reach 45 miles per hour there along the coast. Gusts up to 60 miles per hour, even for areas inland. We are going to see 5 to 10 foot waves. Coastal flooding will be likely, and there is going to be a very high dangerous rip current risk. When it comes to the wind, here's what you need to know. Those winds are going to increase about 3 a.m. We're going to start to see some stronger winds along our islands. Then gusts starting to reach 40, 45 miles per hour by 7:30. It does look like the center of the storm will pass through Kenedy County. The closer you are to Kenedy County, the stronger your wind gusts will be. 43, Kingsville, should be closer to 50 miles per hour through Flower Bluff, 50-mile-per-hour gusts possible through Corpus Christi and Robstown even. Then we get to 40 and 30, 35-mile-per-hour gusts the further north you are from that center. Overall, we're going to continue to see some strong winds through lunchtime and even into the early afternoon for areas further inland. Freer seeing the risk of a 50-mile-per-hour wind gust. Then the winds calm down as that storm continues to move inland, and we see much calmer conditions heading into Wednesday. Another breakdown of that timeline, you'll see 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts likely anytime really between 7 a.m. and 1 p.m. Breaking down your futurecast, here's when the rain starts. Isolated showers this afternoon, and then we start to see more consistent showers picking up as we head into the overnight hours. Heavy rainfall, flooding risk by 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, right as you're headed out the door, right as you're trying to get the kids to get ready for school. So some plans may need to be adjusted early tomorrow morning to account for that flooding risk. The storm moves inland by lunchtime, and we are looking at some feeder bands that may create some higher end rainfall totals, even in areas that are expected to see around an inch or so. So the heaviest rain likely closer to that center, 2 to 4 inches for most of the coastal bend. Coastal flood warning also in place for our islands. So we are going to see Monday 7 p.m. through Tuesday at 7 p.m. the risk for those high waves. Water up to the dunes and even some property near the beach. Shoreline erosion is going to be possible and a dangerous rip current. High tide times, this one is actually tonight, 5:58 on this Monday, or 7:58 on Monday, and then 5:58 a.m. early Tuesday are some high tide times to be mindful of there at Bob Hall Pier. When we are looking at those waves, seeing 2-foot waves now, but as the system approaches, we're going to get some higher waves out in the Gulf. Could be 12 to 14 inches, but along our coastline, 8 to 10 inches are going to be likely, or 8 to 10 feet rather, 12 to 14 feet, and then those waves will become lighter as we head into Wednesday. Thank you so much for watching this update. I'm meteorologist Carly Smith.